Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I've got for you in this midday data dump is a Mississippi judge who has dismissed a felony gun charge because of Bruen losing his mind. You're showing the existing judicial activists, the activists who are on the bench, are not handling the Bruen decision very well because they are being forced to heel to actually show constitutional reference. This is incredibly important, particularly the things that he says in lashing out against the SCOTUS, ultimately the top tier of his system or his branch of government. This is going to be one you are going to want to send out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I cannot wait to read those bad boys. Now, of course, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Distributing freedom twice daily is what we do, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And this judge has clearly lost a little bit of that masculinity. He's a little light on the testosterone, and he probably needs something from Black Forest supplements like turkesterone. Let me say a quick word about it, and then we are going to hit it. It's no secret that weak men are easier to control, making society more susceptible to tyranny. And you know as well as I do, the media loves to emasculate men and label any type of masculinity as toxic. The most effective and easiest way to reclaim that masculinity is to take turkesterone. This is a natural supplement that boosts your muscle mass, helps you cope with stress and fatigue, and also gives you more energy. As someone who takes turkesterone, I can personally vouch for its effectiveness. I've seen a noticeable difference in my energy level, strength, and overall well-being. And you can try turkesterone for a 10% discount by using the link in the description box below with the code Langley. Make sure you take back your lean muscle mass, your testosterone levels, your energy levels, your recovery, and everything that you need to reclaim that masculinity. Like I said, there's a link in the description box with code Langley for 10% off. Well, now I hope the judge takes advantage of the Black Forest supplements, and you do too, to up the testosterone, but let me show you how the lack of masculinity is affecting this judge's judgment, because this is the thing. In fact, I'm going to show you the goodness up front because it's Friday and you deserve it. Mississippi judge dismissing gun charge assails the Supreme Court ruling. He's lashing out at the top of the branch of government of which he presides. Probably not the best idea. But you know what? It's government, so why not? But things are changing if you've been watching Supreme Court this week. Oh, baby, let's get it. Here's the goodness. Quote, "The next generation will have its own conceptions of liberty," he wrote. Quote, "It will interpret the principles of the Constitution, enduring as they are, differently than this generation has interpreted them. Change is unstoppable." An Obama judge in Mississippi lashing out against the Supreme Court because he has to rule against what he wants to do as an activist judge. And now he's saying change is unstoppable. It's inevitable. There's different interpretations of liberty. Really? Oh man, thank you for exposing your activism. Now let's go through and show you what he had to do and he hates it and why he's throwing a temper tantrum. June 29th, Reuters. A federal judge in Mississippi has dismissed criminal charges brought against a man for owning a firearm despite an earlier felony conviction, while delivering a scathing criticism of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that he said compelled his decision. So he's putting out a scathing response in his ruling to say, it's not my fault, it's the Supreme Court, and I'm upset and you are too, because change is inevitable, and liberty is not the same for everyone. Okay. Tell me you're an activist without telling me you're an activist. Let's keep going. U.S. District Judge Carlton Reeves in Jackson ruled on Wednesday that permanently prohibiting Jesse Bullock from owning a gun because of a felony conviction would violate the right to bear arms under the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution because it was not consistent with the nation's historical tradition of gun regulation. Hashtag Bruen making you sad. This is the entire point right here. This is not about felony convictions. Do you agree or don't agree? I'm not talking about the actual ruling. What I'm talking about is his response and what the catalyst has brought him to say, ergo the goodness at the beginning of this video. This is the point. The activist judges who are just making up law whole cloth from the bench can no longer do it because there's actually a sitting ruling preventing them from doing it. That's why the Bruen decision was so important. That's why this guy is reacting like a 2-year-old in a real awesome robe. Just saying. But let me continue here, because this guy is also the same one who last year said it's not up to them to determine what white guys in the 17th century or 18th century decided about our freedoms. This guy's an activist judge appointed by Obama. But let's continue. We've got more. But Reeves harshly criticized that standard, established last year by the Supreme Court in landmark New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruen ruling, saying it offered, quote, no accepted rules for what counts as evidence in analyzing the historical tradition. In other words, there's no way I can twist and bend this and make this into what I want, and I actually got to follow the Constitution. Oh, woe is me. Let's continue. The judge said his ruling applied only to Bullock's case and did not strike down the federal law barring felons from owning guns. Again, that's going to be litigated in a different scenario. That's not what this video is about. Though he ruled against the government, Reeves criticized so-called originalism. Tell me you're an activist. The conservative judicial philosophy underlying Bruen, which holds the Constitution should be interpreted as it was understood when it was written, as unworkable. It's unworkable as it was written 200 years ago because things change and ideas and understanding of liberty completely change, and the next generation will interpret it differently, and change is inevitable. Come on, bruh! Anyway. For much of American history, he said, the interpretation of the Constitution has changed to incorporate modern values, as in the 2015 ruling legalizing same-sex marriage. That is not at all what we're talking about. You're talking about social change. You're not talking about Second Amendment rights versus not rights, and how the idea of interest balancing infringes upon the rights, and it's used by the blue states to curtail freedoms. Just like red flag laws are trying to be done, just like the interest balancing, just like the AR bans and the MAG bans. They are on the defense, and they're not too happy about it because they are losing ground. And now, let's just wrap up with the exact same opening goodness. Quote, the next generation will have its own conceptions of liberty, he wrote. It will interpret the principles of the Constitution, enduring as they are, differently than this generation has interpreted them. Change is unstoppable. And that's what I'll leave you guys with. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden, signing out.